The war on drugs has made government more powerful, citizens less free, and hasn't helped users or addicts, says Victor Mitchell, an American businessman. The war on drugs is a major political struggle for Latin America and for the United States. The war on drugs started in 1971 under Richard Nixon's presidency, but was carried on by Ronald Reagan and George Bush. At that time, 48% of American citizens thought that drugs were a serious issue, which was a main cause for the drug war. The war had an initial cost of $350 million, but is now at the expense of over $1 trillion. The power struggle of the war on drugs in Latin America between the people and the government has been fierce. While governments are trying to suppress drugs with violence, the people on the streets kill more often, with there being 400 murders a day in Latin America, according to the Washington Post. Access to illegal drugs hasn't even decreased at all since the 70s. U.S. international drug policy not only fails to affect the price and availability of illicit drugs on U.S. streets, the power struggle has affected Latin America in a major way. Michelle Getchell with blog War on the Rocks says the war on drugs was highly successful in creating domestic political environment conducive to the pursuit of counterinsurgency in Latin American countries. The governments in Latin America are of no help to the populace. Police are overall more hostile and frequently paid off. The brunt of this hostility by police is targeted at protesters against the war on drugs. Hannah L.F. Cooper says a large body of research has identified significant unintended consequences of the war on drugs as policing strategies. Before the drug war, police brutality in Latin America was much lower than it is during it. Some motives for obtaining power in Latin America are to have the influence and control to control these police. As the problem continues, more and more people start to realize that the government is taking bribes from syndicates or just ignoring the problems and throwing money at the drug war. These people take to the streets to fight against their corrupt governments. Just in 2014, the disappearance of 43 college students raised a lot of attention to the government of Mexico, supposedly having handed the students over to a cartel for protesting at a speech. Even just last year in 2018, a witness at El Chapo's court case testified that former Mexican president Nieto took a $100 million bribe from El Chapo. These governments in Latin America continually lose focus of the war on drugs and end up causing more trouble in their countries that is needed. According to The Guardian, in 2006, the Mexican government declared war on the drug cartel that has killed over 100,000 people. So far, this has gone next to nowhere. If the war keeps going in the direction it's going, Latin America will end up more down in the dumps than it already is. The violence on the streets will only get worse. The solution needs to be switched from the war on drugs to why is the war even a thing? Thanks for watching.